All right, welcome to Fanatics Football, the football segment of the Fantasy Fanatics Podcast. I'm your host once again, James, and I'm joined once again by Nate and Mete. What's up, boys?
So,
Hello.
All right, in today's episode, we'll just go right through all the games from Week 11. We'll sort of recap everything there. Then we'll head right into the fantasy football pickups for the week. We'll talk about that. And then, we'll just head right into Week 12. Got a lot of games on the slate, so we'll just preview those. So let's just hop right into it. Starting with Week 11, Thursday night, New England Patriots beating the Atlanta Falcons 25-0. Big win for the Patriots. Taking a look at the scores there, Mac Jones, 207 passing yards, a passing touchdown, and an interception. Ramondre Stevenson on the ground, 12 carries, 69 yards. Damian Harris, 10 carries for 56. Then through the air, Kendrick Bourne, 4 catches for 42 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 5 for 40 yards and a receiving touchdown. Jacoby Myers went 4 for 39. Nate, let me just get to you on the Patriots. I guess, what are your thoughts on this win?
I guess they were solid on both ends of the ball, on offense and defense. I guess when it comes to the Falcons' offense, if you can stop their passing, you can beat them. And the Patriots did more than that, basically held them to 0 points. So really impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with it. Offense was solid. Defense even got a touchdown in this game. Solid on both ends, like you said. Getting to the Falcons now, Matt Ryan, 153 pass yards, 2 interceptions. Both Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks came into the game, both also threw interceptions, so not good for this team. Getting to rushing, Quadri Allison, 9 carries for 34 yards. Then through the air, Russell Gage, 5 catches for 49 yards. And Kyle Pitts had 3 for 29 yards. And just really not much else through the air for this team. I guess, Mete, getting to on the Falcons, what are your thoughts?
They had a really rough game as they get shut out here, and they were missing Cordero Patterson, who's probably their biggest playmaker on offense. But yeah, putting up 0 points is not going to cut it. And I just found it really funny how they had 3 quarterbacks throw a passes this game, and they all threw interceptions.
Yeah, it just seems to be the tail of the tape for this team. They just really can't get things going. And yeah, Patterson being out for sure definitely affected them in this game. Moving to Sunday now, let's talk about the first game. Big win for the Eagles, 40-29 over the New Orleans Saints. Looking at the stats for Philadelphia, it looks like Jalen Hurts, he only threw for 147 pass yards. And on the ground, Miles Sanders was back, 16 carries for 94 yards. Jalen Hurts, though, big game on the ground, though, 18 carries, 69 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Jordan Howard also had 10 carries for 63 yards. Then through the air, Dallas Goedert, 5 catches, 62 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 for 61. And then just not a lot else for the rest of the team. Mete, I'll get to you on the Eagles. I mean, they've been playing well lately. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they've been playing much better, and I'm noticing they're running the ball way more now. And before the season started, up until like, I don't know, week 5 or 6, something like that, I wasn't seeing many carries for Miles Sanders or their other running backs. It was just usually Jalen Hurts. So yeah, they're finally running with their running backs, and it looks like it's paying off.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. They've definitely been, focusing on the ground, and it's definitely been paying off for them. Getting to the Saints now, Trevor Siemian, 214 pass yards, 3 passing touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. In terms of rushing, Mark Ingram, 16 carries for 88 yards. Trevor Siemian, 2 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. Then through the air, Traquan Smith, 5 catches, 64 yards. Adam Troutman, 5 for 58 and a touchdown. Marquez Callaway, 1 for 26 and a receiving touchdown. And Lil Jordan Humphrey had 1 for 4 yards and a touchdown. Nate, getting to you on the Saints, tough loss, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think the Saints played too bad. It's just mainly a case of the Eagles having a really good offensive night. I guess maybe they could have tried to hold on to the ball a little bit better. I noticed that they had a couple of fumbles that definitely didn't help. But other than that, I think it was just a case of the Eagles just had a really good night.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Saints, without Kamara in this game, can't really fault them too much. They still played really hard and they just came up short. So yeah, definitely. And moving to the next game, Miami Dolphins beating the New York Jets 24-17. Taking a look at the stats for Miami, Tua Tagovailoa, 273 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and an interception. In terms of rushing, Myles Gaskin, 23 carries for 89 yards. Jalen Waddle, he rushed for a 1 yard touchdown as well. In terms of receiving, Matt Collins had 2 catches. He went for 72 yards and a receiving touchdown. Jalen Waddle went 8 for 65 through the air. Mike Gesicki, 5 catches for 50 yards through the air. And Durham Smythe, 4 for 37. And then, Myles Gaskin, 3 catches, 7 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Mete, I'll get to you on the Dolphins. I guess, what are your thoughts on their sort of turnaround the last couple games?
Yeah, they're playing much better. They've had a couple easy matchups, I think, but can't really fault them for that. And yeah, I think even at 4-7, I've been saying this. I still believe it. I think they're much better than their record. So yeah, the Dolphins, they're looking much better right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Whether it was injuries to guys like Tua that played a part in it, or just their defense not playing well, they definitely are on the right track now. So we'll definitely have to see how they finish out the season. Getting to the Jets now, Joe Flacco started this game, 291 pass yards, 2 passing touchdowns, solid day for him. On the ground, Michael Carter, 9 carries for 63 yards. And then through the air, Elijah Moore, big day, 8 catches, 141 yards and a receiving touchdown. Jamison Crowder, 6 for 44 and a receiving touchdown. Ryan Griffin went 3 for 39, and Corey Davis went 3 for 35. Nate, I'll get to you on the Jets. I guess, what are your thoughts on this team?
I guess this was a case of it's kind of like a combination of both their offense and defense came a little bit short. I mean, Miami does have a pretty good offense on paper, and they showed it tonight. So I guess their offense had to try to keep up, and unfortunately, they weren't able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been tough loss after tough loss for the Jets all year. So you can't really, knock Miami for getting this win, because I mean the Jets have been losing to pretty much everyone. But yeah, definitely agree. Miami has been playing better, and we'll see how these two teams look, I guess, moving forward. Getting to the next game, Washington football team beating the Carolina Panthers 27-21. Looking at Washington stats here, Taylor Heineke, 206 pass yards and 3 passing touchdowns. Antonio Gibson, 19 carries for 95 yards. JD McKissick, 7 for 46. And Taylor Heineke, 6 for 29 on the ground. And then through the air, Terry McLaurin, 5 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Adam Humphries, 2 for 30. John Bates, 3 for 23. DeAndre Carter, 2 for 22 and a touchdown. Cam Sims also went 2 catches, 19 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Nate, I'll just get to you on Washington. I mean, they've looked great the past couple of weeks. I guess, what are your thoughts on this team?
I guess they're starting to, hit their stride. I think a win against Carolina is pretty impressive considering Carolina had a really big win last week. So yeah, I think this is a good job.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, speaking of Carolina, getting to their stats, Cam Newton, 189 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. And then on the ground, he rushed 10 times for 46 yards and a rushing touchdown as well. Christian McCaffrey also had 10 carries. He went for 59 yards. In terms of receiving, McCaffrey leads this team, 7 catches, 60 yards, and a receiving touchdown. DJ Moore, 5 for 50 and a receiving touchdown. Tommy Tremble, 2 for 35. And Robbie Anderson went 5 catches for 30 yards. Mete, let me get to you on the Panthers. I guess, what are your thoughts on this team?
They're still a really young team, so I know they had a great start and they're struggling now, but it's all good, I think. Right now they're kind of unlucky. This is their third quarterback they're starting this year, so Yeah, they're unlucky in that sense. And for this game, Christian McCaffrey didn't have the greatest game, and he's their main guy. So if he's having games like this, they're not gonna win many games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. They definitely need to get a little bit more from, I guess, both their offense and their defense. So hopefully that can happen for them next game. Oh wow, this next game was a blowout. Indianapolis Colts beating the Buffalo Bills 41-15. A big game for the Colts. Carson Wentz 106 passing yards, a passing touchdown, and then in terms of rushing, this was the big day here. Jonathan Taylor 32 carries, 185 rush yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. No one else even touched him in the rushing game. In terms of the receiving, Jack Doyle, 3 catches for 30 yards. T.Y. Hilton, 2 for 26. Michael Pittman, 2 for 23. And then Jonathan Taylor, 3 catches, 19 yards, and also a receiving touchdown. Man, 5 touchdowns on the day. I guess, Mete, what are your thoughts on this Colts team?
Yeah, the Colts are looking great. They've had quite a turnaround. They started 0-3, I believe. So yeah, they're doing great lately, and I was expecting this game to be close, but yeah, this blowout really surprised me.
Yeah, I think it surprised all of us. I don't think any of us expected a blowout on either end. But yeah, great win for the Colts. Getting to the Bills now. Josh Allen, 209 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Mitch Trubisky came into this game after, and he also threw an interception, so not good for both of the quarterbacks. In terms of rushing, Matt Breida, 5 carries for 51 yards. And then in terms of receiving, Dawson Knox, 6 catches for 80 yards. Gabe Davis, 2 for 27. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 for 26. Devin Singletary, 3 for 26. And Stephon Diggs, 4 for 23 and 2 touchdowns. But Nate, let me get to you on this Buffalo team. I guess, what are your thoughts on this blowout loss?
Really surprising. Normally, Buffalo's the team that goes around blowing people out, but I guess this time it's them.
Yeah, it's puzzling. I mean, this Buffalo team's lost 3 out of their past 5 games. They lost to a Jaguars team that had no business being in the game. And I mean, we can't really fault them for the loss before this game, but against Tennessee. But just this big blowout definitely can't be happening. Definitely raises some questions. We thought Buffalo was a lock for the playoffs. Now we don't know about that. Now they definitely need a bounce back in their next game for sure. And then getting to this next game here, Cleveland Browns beating the Detroit Lions 13-10, really close game. Browns get it done though. Baker Mayfield, 176 pass yards, a passing touchdown, and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Nick Chubb, 22 carries, 130 yards for him, so big day. Jarvis Landry's 1 carry went for 16 yards and a rushing touchdown. And then through the air, Austin Hooper, 4 catches, 53 yards. Jamarcus Bradley, 2 for 46. And Jarvis Landry had 4 for 26, while Nick Chubb's 2 catches went for 14 yards and a receiving touchdown. Nate, I'll just get you on the Browns. What are your thoughts?
I guess people were expecting, I guess Browns fans were expecting a little bit higher score on the offense. At the same time, though, there's a lot of injuries. Baker's injured, so it's not really playing at 100%. So you can't really fault him too much. But at the same time, I guess I kind of hope that something tightens up on the offense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They definitely need to start playing a little bit better. Hopefully, they can do that moving forward. I'll get to the Lions now. Tim Boyle started at quarterback in this game. He only threw 77 yards and 2 interceptions, so not a great day. In terms of rushing, DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 136 yards and a touchdown. Then through the air, TJ Hawkinson, 6 catches for 51 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 for 18. And Brock Wright had 1 catch for 12 yards. And there just really wasn't much else for this offense. I guess, Mete, getting to you, I guess, what are your thoughts on this Lions team?
Yeah, I'm kind of impressed, honestly, in the fact that they're playing with Tim Boyle, probably like their third string quarterback. And then, yeah, it's his first career start. He doesn't have the greatest game, and they only lose by 3 points. So DeAndre Swift, he's getting better game by game. TJ Hawkinson, is a great tight end. They're just missing some pieces, specifically on the offense. They just need better wide receivers. Probably improve the O line, and then, yeah, honestly, they are 0-9, but even last week, Jared Goff, he had a terrible game and they tied. So they're looking much better, I think.
Yeah, especially the defense. I mean, just to keep them in the game with third string quarterback, definitely played really solid against Cleveland. Getting to the next game, San Francisco 49ers beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-10. Getting to the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, 176 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. In terms of rushing, Deebo Samuel, 8 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Jeff Wilson, 19 carries for 50 yards, and Trey Sermon, 10 carries for 32 yards. And then in terms of receiving, Brandon Ayuk, 7 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. George Kittle, 4 catches, 34 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. I guess, Mete, I'll just go right back to you. I guess, what are your thoughts on the 49ers?
Yeah, so the 49ers, they had a pretty good game this game. They got the job done. As Jaguars, they aren't the greatest opponent, but yeah, Garoppolo, decent game. Deebo Samuel, he's been great this year. They were missing Elijah Mitchell as well. So for them to win this game, I guess, is good for them. And they're close to a playoff spot. So they got to keep winning.
Yeah, they have been winning, which is a good thing. So they just got to keep it going if they want to make the playoffs. Getting to the Jags now, Trevor Lawrence, 158 pass yards for him. And then in terms of rushing, James Robinson, 12 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown. And then in terms of receiving, Marvin Jones, 4 catches, 52 yards. LaVisca Chenault, 5 for 50 yards. Tavon Austin, 1 for 18. And Jamal Agnew went 3 for 18. I guess, Nate, I'll get to you. What are your thoughts on the Jaguars?
Well, I guess they haven't really been playing, I guess, up to where it looked like they would be. I thought they would be improving, and they haven't really improved all that much, even with Trevor Lawrence. And he was supposed to be already an NFL already quarterback, supposed to be the best rookie. But I guess he is still a rookie, but I guess hopefully the offense tightens up soon.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to score more points. A lot of their games this year, they've underwhelmed in terms of scoring. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. There was another upset here. Houston Texans beating the Tennessee Titans 22-13. Looking at the stats for the Texans here, Tyrod Taylor, 107 passing yards. He also went on the ground, 6 carries, 28 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So big day for Tyrod. Rex Burkhead, 18 carries for 40 yards. David Johnson, 13 carries for 18 yards. And then in terms of receiving, Chris Conley, 4 catches for 37 yards. Brandon Cooks, 2 for 18. And David Johnson, 3 catches for 16 yards. I guess, Nate, just getting to you on the Texans team, what do you think about this upset?
I still think this is a pretty impressive, even without Derrick Henry in the lineup. I feel like, at least on paper, the Titans should still be a pretty solid team. And the Houstons, in terms of their offense, I think on paper they're a little less deep, but Tyrod has been finding ways to make this offense work.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Coming off the bye week, this Texans team looked a whole lot better. Hopefully they can sort of sustain the way they're playing because they did look good here. Getting to the Titans, Ryan Tannehill, 323 passing yards, a passing touchdown, but 4 interceptions, really not good. In terms of rushing, Adrian Peterson, 9 carries for 40 yards. Dontrell Hilliard, 7 carries for 35 yards. And Deontay Foreman, 7 carries for 25. In terms of receiving, Nick Westbrook-Hakeem, 7 catches, 107 yards for him. A.J. Brown, 5 for 48. And Dontrell Hilliard, 8 for 47. Chester Rogers, 4 for 41. And Dez Fitzpatrick, 3 catches, 35 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Mete, I'll just get to you on the Titans. I guess what are your thoughts on this upset?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough game. I know they have injuries. They're missing Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and those two are great players. But yeah, it's the Houston Texans, so I'm still expecting them to win this game, and they just had a really rough game, especially Tannehill, 4 interceptions. Just not going to cut it, and it's crazy if you think about it. The Titans, they've got 3 losses, and 2 of them have come to the Texans and the Jets, and I can't even remember the third loss at this point.
Yeah, honestly, the Titans, they've just been playing so solid all year. They've been beating big teams. Um, and then I guess they don't come prepared to play these like lesser teams. Maybe that's why they're losing. Um, and yeah, it just seems like, this Tennessee team, they really need Derrick Henry back. Hopefully they can get him back soon. Getting to the next game, Minnesota Vikings beating the Green Bay Packers 34-31, winning on a late field goal to seal the game. Getting to the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, 341 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. In terms of rushing, Dalvin Cook, 22 carries, 486 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. And then in terms of receiving, Justin Jefferson, 8 catches for 169 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Adam Thielen, 8 for 82 and a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 3 for 35, and Dalvin Cook went 3 for 29 receiving yards. I guess, Mete, I'll get to you on this Vikings team. I guess, what are your thoughts on this win?
Really impressive win. Kirk Cousins has been amazing this year, and man, the Vikings, they love giving their fans heart attacks, as this is another close game, and luckily for their fans, they come out on top for this one.
Yeah, for sure. Big win at home against a division rival in the Packers. Getting to Green Bay now for their stats. Aaron Rodgers, 365 pass yards, 4 passing touchdowns. Big day for him. In terms of rushing, A.J. Dillon, 11 carries for 53 yards. Aaron Rodgers went 2 for 21. Then in terms of receiving, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 4 catches, 123 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Devontae Adams, 7 catches, 115 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. A.J. Dillon, 6 catches for 44 yards. Equanimeous St. Brown, 2 for 43. And then Josiah Degara had 2 for 37 and a receiving touchdown. Nate, I'm going to get to you on the Packers. I guess, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the Packers have been solid every week. I think even against this game, I still think this was a pretty solid game by the Packers. It's just that the Vikings are also a really solid team, even though the record doesn't really look like that. But yeah, this game just went down to the wire. I feel like they did start to outscore the Vikings, but it was just the first quarter was just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Really solid game for Minnesota overall, and I guess Green Bay just wasn't able to get it done at the end. Getting to the next game, Baltimore Ravens beating the Chicago Bears 16-13. No Lamar Jackson in this game. So starting at quarterback was Tyler Huntley. He had 219 passing yards and an interception. In terms of rushing, Devontae Freeman, 16 carries, 49 yards and a rushing touchdown. Huntley went 7 for 40, and Latavius Murray went 10 for 32 rush yards. Then in terms of receiving, Mark Andrews, 8 catches, 73 yards. Sammy Watkins, 3 for 48. Devin Duvernay, 4 catches for 37 yards. Devontae Freeman, 6 catches for 31 yards. And Rashad Bateman, 3 catches for 29 yards. I guess, Nate, getting to you on this Ravens team, I guess, what are your thoughts?
I guess this would still be a pretty good win, especially with Tyler Huntley leading the helm of the offense. If it was Lamar Jackson playing, I would say this was underwhelming, but he's not playing, so I think this was pretty solid.
Yeah, another quarterback getting injured in this game. Justin Fields leaves the game after only throwing for 79 yards. Andy Dalton comes in, has a really solid game, 201 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns for him. In terms of rushing, David Montgomery, 14 carries for 58 yards. And then in terms of receiving, Darnell Mooney, 5 catches, 121 receiving yards, and a touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 4 for 104 and a receiving touchdown. And then Jimmy Graham had 2 catches for 25 yards. I guess, Mete, I'll get to you on this Bears team. I guess, what are your thoughts?
Uh, they're okay. I feel like they are a bit better than the record. I'd say probably like around 4-6, but yeah, they looked much better with Dalton. I think Fields definitely has great potential, but he's not looking too great right now. And yeah, like I said, the offense just looked way better with Dalton. So I guess if they want to win at this point, Dalton gives them a way better chance, and he is confirmed as the starter for tomorrow's Thanksgiving game. So yeah, we'll see how he does tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely looked really solid in this game. I guess moving to the next game, another team that looked really solid was his former team, the Cincinnati Bengals. They beat the Raiders 32-13. A big game for this Bengals team. Getting to the stats, Joe Burrow, 148 passing yards and a passing touchdown. Joe Mixon, 30 carries, 123 rush yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. And then for receiving, Tyler Boyd, 6 catches for 49 yards. Jamar Chase, 3 for 32 and a receiving touchdown. And I guess, Mete, I'll just get right back to you. I guess, what are your thoughts on the Bengals?
Yeah, the Bengals were kind of slumping last couple weeks, but this is a good win as they were on the road, I believe, and yeah, they win by 19. It's a big margin. Burrow looks great. Mixon as well. Whenever Mixon can run the ball like that, the Bengals are gonna have great success.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He's looked like the best player for a lot of this season for this Bengals team. So they definitely are heading in the right track in terms of their offense. Getting to the Raiders offense now, Derek Carr, 215 passing yards, a passing touchdown, but also an interception. Josh Jacobs, 9 carries for 37 yards. Kenyon Drake, 5 for 23. Then in terms of receiving, Darren Waller, 7 catches, 116 receiving yards for him. Hunter Renfrow, 4 for 30. Josh Jacobs, 5 catches, 24 yards. Zay Jones, 1 for 20. And Foster Moreau, 1 catch for 19 yards and a receiving touchdown. Nate, getting to you on the Raiders. I guess, what are your thoughts on this team? They've been in a bit of a slump.
Yeah, I guess their offense just hasn't really been clicking. They did lose some personnel as well, but it's just kind of out of their control, just the way it worked out. I guess in terms of their passing game, I think it's okay, but I think their run game is where they need to kind of improve the most.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to run the ball in a lot of these games. Then they have to go to the passing game, and I guess teams can sort of scout them out from there. So, yeah, they definitely have something to change up if they want to win games. I guess getting to another team that's struggling with passing, that's the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, Wilson coming off that injury. They lose to the Cardinals 23-13. Getting to Arizona first. Colt McCoy started this game. He went for 328 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. James Conner, 21 rushes, 462 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. Then in terms of receiving, Zach Ertz, 8 catches, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns. AJ Green, 4 catches for 78 yards. Rondell Moore, 11 catches, 451 yards. And Antoine Wesley, 4 catches for 44 yards. Nate, I'll get to you on this Cardinals team. I guess big win without Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think it's really impressive that they were able to beat the Seahawks without Kyler Murray because normally he's the guy who kind of generates the offense for the entire team, but this roster is deep enough that you can slot even a guy like Colt McCoy, who is also pretty solid, and the offense will pretty much look exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, no Kyler Murray, no DeAndre Hopkins, no Chase Edmonds, and this team just really didn't miss a beat. They were just really solid all the way through. But getting to the Seahawks now, Russell Wilson, 207 passing yards. So he's getting a bit better at passing, still needs to get back to his normal self. In terms of rushing, Alex Collins, 10 carries for 36 yards. DJ Dallas, 4 for 25 and a rushing touchdown. Then in terms of receiving, Tyler Lockett, 4 catches, 115 yards. Gerald Everett, 3 for 37. And DK Metcalf, 4 catches for 31 yards. Mete getting 2 on the Seahawks. I guess what's up with this team?
Yeah, like you said, Wilson is looking a bit rusty right now, and he's their main guy as the offensive line isn't great. He's got a couple of decent or not decent, way better than decent. Lockett and Metcalf are great targets. Everett, I'd say, is decent, and then the running backs right now, Collins, Dallas, and Penny, they're okay as well. I think they're missing Carson. I think the offensive line needs work, and their defense isn't too great as well. I'd say it's average at best.
Yeah, like you said, their whole team really hasn't been functioning the way it should be. So they definitely have a lot of things they need to address. Getting to the next game here, the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Dallas Cowboys 19-9. Getting to the Chiefs, just looking at some of their stats, Pat Mahomes, 260 pass yards and an interception. On the ground, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was back in this game, 12 carries, 63 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Travis Kelce, 1 carry for 4 yards and a rushing touchdown. And then getting to receiving, Tyreek Hill, 9 catches for 77 yards. Travis Kelce, 5 for 74. Brian Bringle, 1 for 37. And McCole Hardman at 2 catches for 25 yards. And I guess, Nate, I'll get to you. Is KC Nation fully back?
I mean, that's what it's looking like. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back, so it looks like at least on offense, most, if not all, of the personnel is there. It looks like the offense is clicking as well, and they had a really good defensive night against a really solid Cowboys team. So maybe they are back.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the defense looked great in this game. It's looked great the previous 2 games before it as well. So definitely really solid for the Chiefs. Getting to Dallas now, Dak Prescott, 216 pass yards, but 2 interceptions. In terms of rushing, Tony Pollard, 7 carries for 50 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 9 carries for 32. And then in terms of receiving, Dalton Schultz, 6 catches for 53 yards. Michael Gallup, 5 for 44. Ezekiel Elliott, 6 for 36. And Cedric Wilson had 4 catches for 36 yards. Mete, I'll just get to you on the Cowboys. I guess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the offense looked really rough out there without Mike, not Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper. Uh, and then CD Lamb also got hurt during the game, so that also hurt the Cowboys. The Chiefs, they were blitzing a lot that night. A lot of pressure on Dak. And yeah, he made some poor reads as he had 2 interceptions, but I liked what I saw from the defense. The Chiefs are definitely one of the most actually talented offenses in the league, I'd say. And then yeah, with Cooper, I think it would be a different game, but they didn't have him out there, so the offense just they've got to be better. 9 points won't cut it, but defense, I was really impressed with.
Yeah, I mean, 9 points just means they didn't get any touchdowns. You definitely want to have the touchdowns if you definitely are trying to get a win. So, yeah, definitely Dallas. They should be able to bounce back in their next game. And yeah, I don't expect this team to, go scoreless again in the end zone. So, yeah, they definitely should be really solid after this game. And then getting to Sunday night now, the LA Chargers beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 41-37. Looking at the Chargers stats for this game, Justin Herbert, 332 pass yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and an interception. He also rushed 9 times for 90 yards on the ground. So huge day for Herbert. Austin Eckler, 11 carries, 50 rush yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. And I guess his big part also came in receiving. He had 6 catches for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns there as well. So 4 total touchdowns for Eckler. He was just 1 short of Jonathan Taylor for the day. Another really solid performance by running back. Other receivers, Keenan Allen, 9 catches, 112 receiving yards. Mike Williams, 5 for 97 and a receiving touchdown. And Donald Parham had 4 catches for 38 yards. Mete, let me get to you on the Chargers. Big win for them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a huge win as Chargers are kind of slumping, but Steelers, they're a pretty good opponent. They don't have the greatest record, but they're definitely a playoff caliber team. So, yeah, for the Chargers to win, especially on prime time, to get off their mini losing streak is huge for them.
Yeah, it was a big win. Tough loss for Pittsburgh. They had a lot of defensive players out in this game. Their offense really came to life, though. Ben Roethlisberger, 273 pass yards, 3 passing touchdowns for him, really solid. Najee Harris, 12 carries, 39 yards, and a rushing touchdown. And then in terms of receiving, Deontay Johnson, 7 catches, 101 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Chase Claypool, 5 for 93 yards. Eric Ebron, 3 catches, 24 yards, and a receiving touchdown. And then Najee Harris, 5 catches for 20 yards, while Pat Fryermuth had 4 catches for 11 yards and a receiving touchdown. Nate, getting to you, I guess Pittsburgh did have a lot of players out of this game, but what are your thoughts?
I think this was still a really impressive game considering how depleted their defense is. Normally, the Steelers, they do have a solid offense, but they normally have a defense that's also really solid and can shut down a lot of teams. But the Chargers, they were clicking on offense tonight, and I guess the Steelers still had a really good fourth quarter, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to catch up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't enough to catch up. The offense was really solid in this game. Hopefully, they can get their defensive players back for the next one. And then getting to Monday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the New York Giants 30-10, getting to the Bucs offense. Tom Brady, 307 pass yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and an interception. In terms of rushing, Leonard Fournette, 10 carries for 35 yards. Ronald Jones, 8 for 33 and a rushing touchdown. And then in terms of receiving, Mike Evans, 6 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 6 catches for 71 yards. Chris Godwin, 6 for 65 and a receiving touchdown. And Leonard Fournette, 6 catches for 39 yards. Nate, I'll just get back to you. What are your thoughts on this Tampa team?
I think this was a much needed win, I guess. I think it's still pretty solid, even though the Giants, they don't have the best record and they're not necessarily the deepest team in the league, but you still need to be able to show that you can win against any team.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I guess getting to the Giants offense now, Daniel Jones, 167 passing yards, a passing touchdown and 2 interceptions. In terms of rushing, Saquon Barkley, 6 carries for 25 yards. Not much else on the ground there. In terms of receiving, Kadarius Toney, 7 catches for 40 yards. Darius Slayton, 4 for 37. And Saquon Barkley, 6 catches for 31 yards. While I guess offensive lineman Andrew Thomas got a touchdown. Pretty impressive there. I guess, Mete, I'll get to you on the Giants. I guess, what are your thoughts on this team?
I think they're better than 3-7, but for this game, there was just no match for the Buccaneers. And yeah, I think their defense needs to play better. And yeah, they fired Jason Garrett the other day, and they go from one living meme of a coach with Garrett to Freddie Kitchens as the new offensive coordinator. So that's another living meme following in Garrett's footsteps.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with their offense at this point. I probably just need to draft offensive linemen, in my opinion. That seems to be where things all go wrong. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of our recap for week 11. So let's just get right into our pickups now for fantasy football. Mete, I'll start with you. I guess, who's your running back pickup for the week?
So for running back, it's not looking too great out there. So I decided Tevin Coleman for this week would be who I'd go with. He plays for the New York Jets. It's only 13% rostered, and yeah, Michael Carter is down for 2 to 3 weeks. So Coleman took over as the starting running back last week as soon as Carter went down. And then I like the matchup this week. He's playing the Texans. So Coleman, if you're desperate for a running back, could be worth a look.
All right. And I guess my running back pickup for the week, it's the same game, but the other team, it's the Houston Texans. You probably should pick up David Johnson. It looks like Philip Lindsay was released this week. So it looks like he's going to be taking over a lot of the touches in the backfield. I know he might have to share with maybe guys like Burkhead and others, but David Johnson should be the main guy there. And they are facing a New York Jets team that's allowed the most fantasy points to running backs this season. So perfect streaming play. Go pick up David Johnson. And if you're desperate, put him in your starting lineup, put him in your flex, whatever. He should be good. And then Nate, let me get to you for your running back pickup for the week.
So I guess my running back pickup for the week is the other side of the football, Ty Johnson for the New York Jets. He didn't have the best game against Miami, but I guess for the past 5 weeks, he's been pretty good, and he's against a Houston team that doesn't necessarily have the best run defense. So this should be a good opportunity for him.
Yeah, it's crazy how all three of us targeted that same game for our pickups. I guess that's where the value is. So definitely go pick up those guys. Mete, I'll get to you for your wide receiver for the week.
Yeah, so for wide receiver, I decided Cedric Wilson is definitely worth a look. It's on the Dallas Cowboys. He got a good amount of targets last game. I think 7, something like that. And then, yeah, he's only 23% rostered. So there's a good chance he's there on your waiver wire. And then CD Lamb might not play. Amari Cooper is already out. So, yeah, I think he could have a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There should be a lot of looks in terms of a receiving opportunity. So definitely go pick him up. For my wide receiver of the week, I have Van Jefferson. He's been pretty solid most of the season. I know last couple games the Rams have struggled, but they should be getting back on track. And I mean, with Robert Woods out for the year, Deshaun Jackson getting cut, and I guess Odell Beckham not really knowing the system too well as of yet. It looks like Van Jefferson could be in line to receive a lot of targets. Definitely go pick him up, stash him, start him if you want. He should be really solid for you moving forward. And I guess, Nate, I'll get to you for your wide receiver pickup for the week.
So I guess for the week, you could take a look at Kendrick Bourne, especially if you're in a deep league. He did have an okay game against Atlanta. He almost ended up getting seven fantasy points, and he's against Tennessee, and Tennessee doesn't necessarily have the best pass defense. So I feel like Kendrick Bourne has a good opportunity as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess moving now to quarterback pickups for the week. I guess my quarterback pickup is more of a deep league pick, and it's Tyrod Taylor. He had a really solid game coming out of the bye week this past week. He's facing a Jets team that, is just allowing a lot on the ground in terms of fantasy points. And Tyrod rushed for 2 touchdowns in the last game. There's no reason why he can't do that again. He should be able to pass on this defense as well. So if you're in a deep league, you're in a pinch, super flex league, 2 quarterback league, whatever, go pick up Tyrod Taylor and put him in your starting lineup if that's the case. And yeah, he definitely should return some value for you this week. Mete, let me get to you for your quarterback pickup for the week.
I went with Mac Jones of the New England Patriots, 39% owned. And yeah, I love his game. Not a lot of interceptions. The yards don't look great all the time, but he's got a high completion percentage. And lately he's been throwing a lot of touchdowns. So yeah, earlier in the year he was pretty much the same, but with less touchdowns. And now he's got more touchdowns, more fantasy points. I think he's got a decent matchup to Titans, I believe. So I think he could have a good game against the Titans.
All right, and then moving to tight end pickups for this week, I guess, Nate, who's your tight end pickup for the week?
I guess for the week, you can take a look at maybe Tyler Conklin for a deep league. They are against San Francisco. They do have a pretty good pass defense, but I think Minnesota is a pretty solid team. They did really well against Green Bay, which also has a good pass defense. So I feel like Tyler Conklin should be able to get some fantasy points.
Yeah, definitely agree. He's been pretty solid. The tight end landscape hasn't been the best this year. So yeah, definitely go pick him up. And yeah, that's pretty much the end for our pickups for the week. Let's get into the preview for week 12. It's American Thanksgiving. There's 3 Thursday games. I'll start off by previewing the first Thursday game, Chicago against Detroit. So for the Bears, you can roll out David Montgomery and Darnell Mooney, but that's pretty much it in my opinion. In terms of like guys you probably sit or maybe even deep leagues, starting Andy Dalton, Allen Robinson. I don't know if he's going to play. If he does, maybe you can start him in a deep league, and then I guess Cole Kmet. And then getting to the line for this game, it looks like the Bears are favored by 3. Nate, I'll get to you first. Which side are you on here?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna go with the Lions just because Justin Fields is out. The Bears haven't had the best offense in general, and the Lions, they can play hard enough to kind of keep up with teams you wouldn't expect. So yeah, I feel like the Lions might be able to cover this.
All right. And speaking of the Lions, I didn't get to them for fantasy, so I'll do that. Guys, you can start DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson. I think that's about it. Deep league guys or guys you'll sit. Jared Goff if he plays. Jamal Williams if he plays. Khalif Raymond and Amon-Ra St. Brown are just deep league wide receivers as well. Mete, I'll get to you on this spread. Bears are favored by 3. Which side are you on here?
Yeah, I'll go with the Bears. I think Andy Dalton being in actually helps their case. So yeah, that's the main reason I like the Bears here.
Yeah, I think I might lean with the Bears as well. I just feel like their offense should be able to at least move the ball in this game. Montgomery's just going to sort of be in his like what second or third game back, should be getting into stride. Mooney's been really solid. Dalton being in there, like you said, should really help the offense. So yeah, I think I'm going to lean with the Bears. Getting to Raiders against Cowboys, Mete, I'll get to you for that preview.
Yeah, so for the Cowboys, I'd start Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard in deep leagues, Cedric Wilson as well in deeper leagues, CD Lamb if he plays, Michael Gallup, and then Dalton Schultz. For the Raiders, Derek Carr in deeper leagues, Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake I'd also play in deeper leagues, and then Hunter Renfro, Darren Waller. I like those two. I think they're reliable, and then Brian Edwards could be uh, worth a look in deeper leagues.
All right. And getting to the spread for this game, it looks like the Cowboys are favored by 7.5. Mete, I'll start with you. I guess which side are you on here?
Uh it's a tough call. 7.5 is more than a touchdown, so I kind of feel like this could be a one possession game. So for that reason, I think I'll go with the Raiders.
All right, Nate, I'll bounce to you. I guess which side are you on here?
I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders as well. I feel like 7.5's a little bit too much. If it was exactly 7, I would have said Cowboys, but as of right now, I'm gonna go with Raiders.
Yeah, it's a really tough spread for me to decide with the Cowboys, especially if both Cooper and Lamb are not playing. It's going to be really tough for their offense to sort of move the ball. As Gallup, there's a potential he's going to be double teamed. I think I'm going to go with the Raiders here. Seems like a safer play. Of course, the line might shorten a little bit if guys are ruled out, but for now, I will take the Raiders. Getting to the Thursday night game for Thanksgiving. Buffalo Bills at the New Orleans Saints. Nate, I guess preview that one for fantasy.
I guess for Buffalo, you can take a look at Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and Cole Beasley. And in deep leagues, you can take a look at maybe Zach Moss or Dawson Knox. And I guess for New Orleans, you can take a look at maybe Mark Ingram if he's healthy, Traquan Smith, Marcus Callaway, Deontay Harris, and maybe Trevor Siemian in deeper leagues, depending on how the Buffalo defense plays.
All right. And I guess getting to the spread, the Bills are favored by 6 points. Nate, I guess which side are you on here?
It's kind of hard to say because both teams have pretty solid defenses. Buffalo's on a slump right now. I mean, if it was earlier in the season, you'd expect them to be able to cover this, but I think I'm going to go Saints for now.
All right. And moving to you, Mete, I guess which side are you on here? Bills are favored by 6.5.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills. I don't want to overthink it. Saints are missing Kamara. He's their best offensive weapon, and the Bills are coming off a terrible outing. So I think they want redemption and they get it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the Bills should be able to cover here. I say should because that hasn't always been the case this season. But yeah, I think I will lean with the Bills here for a bounce back. But yeah, we'll just definitely see how big this line's gonna grow. But at 6.5, yeah, I'm okay with Buffalo there. Getting to the next game, New England against Tennessee. I'm going to preview that for fantasy. So for the Patriots, you're starting Damian Harris or Ramondre Stevenson. I guess whoever's going to be the main starter in that game. The other one would just be like a deep league play. And then you start Hunter Henry and Jacoby Myers for sure. Deep league guys would be like Mac Jones, Brandon Bolden, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and Jonnu Smith if he plays. And then for the Titans, the only person that I would start would be AJ Brown if he plays. The rest of this team I would probably fade unless you're in a deep league. If you're in a deep league, you'd start guys like Ryan Tannehill, Nick Westbrook, Akeen, Deontay Foreman, Dontrell Hilliard, and maybe a guy like Anthony Ferkser. So getting to the spread for this game here, Patriots are favored by 7. Mete, I guess what's your thoughts on this?
How much points were they favored by? Sorry.
Patriots are favored by 7.
Uh, that's quite a lot. I feel like it should be a close game. I know the Titans are injured, but I might have to side with them because the spread is kind of too big for my liking.
All right, Nate, getting to you. I guess Patriots are favored by 7. Which side are you on?
I guess I'll go with Patriots for now, mainly because the Titans are going to be more dependent on passing, and Patriots have a good pass defense. So I feel like 7's kind of at least the upper limit of kind of how the spread should go.
Yeah, I feel like I might take the Patriots up to 6.5. At 7 or 7.5, I might lean with the Titans just because there is a chance this could be a close game. I think Patriots still win it regardless, but yeah, I might slightly lean with the Titans if it stays at 7. Getting to the next game, Carolina against Miami. Mete, I'll get to you for that one.
Yeah, for the Panthers, I'm only trusting 3 other guys, and Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore are the 2 main ones. Even in shallow leagues, you can play them, and then Robbie Anderson, I'd only look for in deeper leagues. For Miami, Tua Tagovailoa in deeper leagues, Miles Gaskin, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker if he plays, and then Mike Gesicki.
Any thoughts on Cam Newton?
I'd play him if I'm super desperate in deep leagues.
All right, and moving to the spread, Panthers are favored by 2. Mete, which side are you on?
I think Miami's home, so I think it could be a close game, and they've got the plus. I'll go with the Dolphins.
All right, Nate, getting to you. Panthers are favored by 2. I guess which side are you on here?
I guess it's a bit of a toss up, but I guess while the Dolphins are hot, might as well stick with them.
Yeah, I think I might lean with the Panthers here. I think this is the bounce back game for them. I know Dolphins have been hot, but I think this Panthers defense is good enough to keep up with them. So I'm going to lean there. Getting to the next game, Atlanta against Jacksonville. Nate, I'll get to you for that one.
So I guess for Atlanta, you can take a look at Cordell Patterson if he's healthy. Kyle Pitts, maybe in deep leagues. Matt Ryan if you really need a quarterback. If Patterson's out, maybe Mike Davis might do something, but only in like a flex position in a deep league. And I guess for Jacksonville, you can take a look at James Robinson, Marvin Jones Jr., and in deeper leagues, you can take a look at Laviska Shenault and Dan Arnold.
All right, and moving to the spread, Falcons are favored by 2. Nate, I guess which side are you on?
I guess I'll go with the Falcons mainly because Jacksonville hasn't had the best defense so far. So yeah.
All right, Mete, I guess which side are you on here?
This is a tough one, but I think I'll go with the Falcons as well and hope they rebound.
I think I might actually take Jacksonville at home, especially expect Patterson to play. And the Falcons, their offense just is really dried up without guys like Patterson and Ridley and others. And yeah, I think maybe the Jaguars get another win here and they surprise people. So I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. And getting to the next game, Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. I'll preview that one for fantasy. So we'll start with the Steelers. You're starting guys like Najee Harris, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and potentially Pat Fryermuth. He's been decently solid. And then sits or deep league starts Ben Roethlisberger and James Washington. Then in terms of the Bengals, you're starting Joe Burrow, you're starting Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Deep league guys would be like Tyler Boyd and CJ Uzama, since I don't think they get as many targets. And we'll move to the spread now. It looks like the Bengals are favored by 4.5. Mete, I'll get to you. I guess which side are you on here?
I like the Steelers here. I think they could win. I'd probably pick them if you ask me who'd win, and they've got the plus, so I like that a lot. I like the Steelers.
All right, Nate, bouncing to you. Bengals are favored by 4.5. Which side are you on?
It's going to depend on who's coming back on defense. I guess if the defense is fully healthy, then Steelers should be able to take this. But I think if the defense isn't fully healthy, Bengals might be able to cover.
Yeah, I think I'm liking Pittsburgh. I think that if they get their full defense back and they're anywhere in the plus, yeah, you definitely have to take Pittsburgh. They definitely have a chance to cover. We saw what they did against the Chargers, how they did cover. So yeah, I think I might lean with the Steelers. I definitely like what they have going there. Next game is Philly against the New York Giants. Mete, I'll get to you for that one.
Yeah, so for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith are the four I'd play. For the Giants, Daniel Jones in deeper leagues, Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney. I guess you could start in deeper leagues as well, and then even Evan Ingram. He's been playing pretty good lately, so he could be worth a look in deeper leagues as well.
All right, and getting to the spread, Eagles are favored by 3.5. Mete, which side are you taking here?
Yeah, I think I might have to go with the Eagles. They've been playing great lately, and it's not that big of a spread, so I think they could do it.
Yeah, I think I might side with the Eagles as well. They've been playing really well. As long as they keep running the ball, they shouldn't have a hard time beating this Giants team. I guess, Nate, what are your thoughts?
I feel like Eagles offense is farther along than the Giants is, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
All right, and Nate, I'll get to you. New York Jets against Houston Texans. Preview that one.
So I guess for the Jets, you can maybe take a look at Elijah Moore, Corey Davis if he's healthy, Jamison Crowder, and Ty Johnson in deep leagues. And I guess for Houston, you can take a look at Tyrod Taylor, Brandon Cooks if he's healthy. If you really feel like reaching, maybe Chris Conley, Nico Collins, Chris Moore, David Johnson, he's good for deep leagues.
All right, and getting to the spread, the Texans are favored by 2.5. Nate, I guess which side are you on here?
2.5. I guess you could go with the Texans on this. They are at home. Spread's not too big, so I guess this is doable.
All right, Mete, getting to you. Texans favored by 2.5. Which side are you on?
Yeah, I might have to go with the Jets. It's a toss-up game for me, and yeah, with those toss-up games, I just like to go with the plus.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna lean Houston here. They're at home. The Jets can't stop the run at all. They're just allowing over 30 points a game or something like that. And I don't know how it gets better. The Texans are hot. I think I'm just gonna keep riding with them. Getting to the next game, Tampa Bay against Indy. I'll preview that one for fantasy. For the Bucks, you're starting Tom Brady, you're starting Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rob Gronkowski. Deep leagues, Ronald Jones, Antonio Brown if he plays, and Cameron Brate. And then I guess for the Colts, I'd only start Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman in this game. Guys you probably sit or maybe in deeper leagues: Carson Wentz, Nynum Hines, T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, Jack Doyle, or Mo Ali Cox. So getting to this game, looking at the spread, the Bucks are favored by 3. Nate, I guess, what are your thoughts on this spread?
I feel like it is going to be a close game, but I'm still going to take, I guess, the Bucks mainly because they're the defending champs.
All right, Mete, getting to you. Bucks are favored by 3. Which side are you on?
Yeah, might have to go with the Buccaneers as well. The Colts have been playing nice lately, but it's not that big of a spread, so I like the Buccaneers for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like the Buccaneers are a more complete team than Buffalo is. The Colts sort of exposed some flaws that Buffalo had. I don't think it happens in this game. They're not going to be able to run on Tampa Bay like they did against Buffalo, as Tampa has a top 5 run defense. So yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks here at -3. Getting to the next game here, LA Chargers against Denver. Mete, I'll get to you for that one.
So for the Chargers, I'd go for Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, and then Keenan Allen. For the Broncos, I'd play Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, and Cortland Sutton. Those two I'd play in deeper leagues, and then Noah Fant.
All right. And in terms of the spread, Chargers are favored by 2.5. Mete, which side are you on here?
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers. Not that big of a spread, and yeah, I think they could cover that for sure.
Yeah, I might go with the Chargers as well, just because I believe in their offense. Even if their defense has struggled a little bit this season, their offense can definitely outscore Denver, in my opinion. But I guess, Nate, what are your thoughts?
Score isn't, I mean, the spread isn't really that far apart, and the Chargers do have a good offense. So yeah, I'll go with the Chargers.
All right, and getting to the next game, LA Rams against Green Bay. Nate, I'll get to you for the preview on this one.
I guess for the Rams, you can take a look at Matthew Stafford, Daryl Henderson Jr., Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee. If you're feeling Odell, maybe you can start him, but I feel like he's more of a reach at this point. And I guess for Green Bay, you can take a look at Aaron Rodgers if he's healthy, AJ Dillon, Devontae Adams, and maybe Valdez Scantling and Randall Cobb in deep leagues.
All right, and getting to the spread for this game, it looks like the Rams are favored by 1. Nate, which side are you on here?
I mean, I guess might as well just take -1 since it's a small spread.
And Mete, getting to you, I guess, which side are you on here?
Uh, that's a good call. Sorry, good question. I might have to go with the Packers. This is a tough game to call, but yeah, I think right now I'd side with the Packers.
Yeah, I think I just go with the Packers just because they're home and the weather's cold, and the Rams are coming from LA, a different time zone. So I think there is a chance that the Packers, like they're just so solid at home in the winter. So I think I might lean with the Packers just for that. I guess, Mete, I'll get to you for the next game. Minnesota against San Francisco. Preview that.
Yeah, so for the Vikings, I'd go for Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and then Ty Conklin. You could look for in deeper leagues. For the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo in deeper leagues, Jeff Wilson. I'd play in deeper leagues as well if Elijah Mitchell is out. If not, I'd play Elijah Mitchell in any type of league. Brandon Ayuk as well, I think is a deeper league play, and then Debo Samuel and George Kittle.
All right. And getting to the spread, Mete, it is -3 for the 49ers. Which side are you on?
I like the Vikings. Like I said, they're always playing close games and they've got the plus. I think if you were to ask me, I'd pick the Vikings to win this game. So yeah, I'm liking the Vikings.
All right, Nate, getting to you, I guess, which side are you on here?
I guess I'll go with the Vikings mainly because they have a solid run offense and solid passing game. So they should be able to adapt even to a team like San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings just because all their games are within like 3 points. So if you're getting them at 3.5, I think you should be pretty safe there, whether they win or lose. So yeah, I'll take the Vikings as well. Nate, I'll get to you. Sunday Night Football, Cleveland against Baltimore. Preview that.
So for Cleveland, you can take a look at Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry. In deep leagues, you can take a look at Donovan Peoples-Jones if he's healthy, and you can take a look at Austin Hooper and David Njoku. For Baltimore, you can take a look at Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman, and Mark Andrews. And then in deep leagues, you can take a look at Devontae Freeman and Sammy Watkins.
All right. And getting to the spread here, Ravens are favored by 3.5. Nate, which side are you on?
I want to be able to say go with the Browns, but at the same time, Browns offense has been slumping. Baker has multiple injuries, and just the offense in general isn't fully healthy either. So I guess you would have to take the Ravens on this.
And Mete, getting to you, I guess, which side are you on?
Yeah, I totally agree with everything Nate said. The Browns have looked much worse with Baker's injury. So for that reason, I also have to go with the Ravens.
I think the Browns are missing Kareem Hunt a lot more than we expected. I feel like their offense just had a bit more life when he was there. I feel like they don't have a lot of different looks that they can go with besides a single back set, and I feel like it's really hurting their offense. So Baker has injuries baked in on top of that. Yeah, definitely have to agree with you guys and go with the Ravens. And then for Monday Night Football, Seattle against Washington, I'll preview that. So for the Seahawks, I think you have to go back to the well with Russell Wilson. He's improving every week. He should definitely be better this game. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, you can start. And then sits or deep league starts. Guys like Alex Collins, Gerald Everett, and Freddie Swain. And then for the Washington football team, you're starting Taylor Heineke. He's been pretty solid. Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin. And then sits or deep league starts. Logan Thomas, probably just a deep league start if he plays because he's just coming off an injury. And then DeAndre Carter, Curtis Samuel, JD McKissick, those guys are all deep league plays. Getting to the spread for this game, I guess, Mete, I'll start with you. Washington's actually favored here by 1.5. Which side are you on?
I'm going for the Seahawks. They've been slumping, but yeah, I think they can break out of it against the football team this week.
Yeah, I think I'll have to go with the Seahawks. It's an extra day of rest, I guess, for Wilson. I think he bounces back here. I don't know, Nate. What are your thoughts?
I guess just to be different, I'll go with Washington. They're at home. Spread isn't too high. They've been playing pretty hot right now. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's the preview for week 12. Big slate, a lot of Thanksgiving games, definitely going to be exciting for sure. And yeah, that's the end of Fanatics Football. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Fan Podcast. Picks for these games will be up, so definitely go check that out. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts for this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications on YouTube, leave us a review, all that good stuff. And yeah, guys, solid games. Thanksgiving in America, it's going to be really great. Definitely a lot of good football. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys on the next episode.